A story of gold, power, and a ship that vanished into legend.
The year is 1522. Spain stands at the height of its power. An empire of ships, soldiers, and silver stretches from the Andes to the Mediterranean. In every port, the smell of salt and gold fills the air. But behind the glory, there is greed. And somewhere in that greed begins a story that would haunt history for 5 centuries. They called her La Dama de Oro, the Golden Lady. A majestic galleon built not for war but for wealth. She carried enough treasure to bankrupt kingdoms and tempt saints. Yet one stormy night, she disappeared into the Atlantic, and with her, the dreams of an empire.
Chapter 1. Empire of Gold, where greed became destiny.
In the 16th century, the year is 1520, gold was more than metal, it was power. Spain's kings believed God himself had chosen them to rule the New World. When the temples of the Aztecs and the palaces of the Incas, they took everything that glittered. Priests melted idols into bars. Soldiers filled ships with chalices, crowns, and crucifixes. Every ton of gold cost thousands of lives. Mines collapsed, plagues spread. But the ships kept coming, each one heavier than the last.
Seville became a city of treasure. Its vaults overflowed, its markets shone like daylight at midnight. And yet, the more Spain owned, the poorer it became. Inflation devoured the empire from within. Still, the king wanted more. He ordered a secret voyage, one that never appeared in royal ledgers. A single ship would sail under darkness, beyond maps and mercy, to bring home the richest cargo ever taken from the New World. That ship was La Dama de Oro. Chapter 2. The Forbidden Voyage. A mission so secret, it was erased from history. Captain Rodrigo de Silva was chosen for his loyalty, not his luck. He had served in wars, crossed oceans, and buried more men than he remembered. When he read the manifest, his hands trembled. Gold, silver, emeralds, and one crate marked only with a red symbol of the sun. No one was allowed to touch it. Rumors said it came from a temple that no European should have entered. A relic said to carry the curse of the Inca gods. On the morning of departure, Havana's harbor stood silent. Witnesses later claimed the sea itself had gone still, as if holding its breath. 3 days later, the storm came. Winds tore through the rigging. Waves rose like mountains, smashing the decks to splinters. Lightning struck the mainmast, splitting it in two. Men screamed prayers that vanished into thunder. At dawn, the horizon was empty. No ship, no survivors, only fragments of wood and a single golden cross that washed ashore weeks later. Chapter 3. Echoes and Legends, where truth is buried, and only the stories survive. The loss of La Dama de Oro became a wound on Spain's pride. For years, the crown denied the ship had ever existed, but sailors whispered her name in taverns, claiming to see her lantern glowing beneath the waves on moonless nights. In the 18th century, fishermen near Cadiz dragged up coins stamped with an unfamiliar crest, a woman in gold robes. Scholars dismissed them as fakes. Treasure hunters disagreed. By the 19th century, half of Andalusia was digging. Maps appeared in black market auctions. A monastery called Santa Clara was said to hide the captain's confession under its altar. Another legend told of monks who found the cursed relic and sealed it beneath stone, swearing never to speak again. Every story contradicted the last, yet all pointed to the same truth. Somewhere, part of the treasure had reached land. In 1936, during Spain's Civil War, an unexplained explosion destroyed that very monastery. Witnesses said the blast came from below. No treasure was found, only tunnels filled with ash and silence. Last chapter. Final words. 5 centuries later, the truth behind La Dama de Oro is still buried in darkness. Scientists search, governments interfere, and rumors keep the legend alive. Pieces of the past resurface, but the story never reveals itself fully. Every clue leads to another question, and every discovery opens a deeper mystery. Maybe the treasure was never gold, but the obsession it created. The sea keeps its secrets, patiently, silently, and one day, when it chooses, the Golden Lady will rise again.